May is the month when we can sow and plant seedlings of thermophilic vegetables. It will be safest to do it in mid-May after the so-called for cold gardeners, once the risk of frost has passed. It is worth checking the weather for frost in the coming days. If you haven't done it in April, you can plant broccoli, cauliflower, kohlrabi, and cabbage seedlings and spring onions by mid-May. After May 15th, we plant the previously prepared seedlings of celery and celeriac. After May 20th, you can plant eggplant seedlings. Brussels sprouts sown in mid-April at home, plant in the ground after May 20th, while artichokes sown in pots in March can be transferred to the ground between May 20th and 30. The melon sown between February and March should be planted between May 20th and June 15th. Brazilian raisin seedlings sown in pots in mid-March, we plant them into the ground after May 20th until mid-June. Peanuts sown in pots in April, we plant into the ground after May 20th. Peppers and tomatoes sown at home in March, move to the ground after May 20th or in June, depending on the weather. Leek sown in boxes in February, March, and April, i.e. early, late and winter, should be planted in April, May, and June. Lettuces, sown in pots in March, should be planted in the ground between May 15th and June 15th. You can sow kale into boxes from May 15th to June 15th, and plant them into the ground from June 20th to July 10th. Directly into the ground, you can sow red beet, medium and late varieties, throughout whole May. We will collect it in September and October. Beetroot grows long, so be patient, especially when May is cold. This is the last moment to plant rutabaga. We sow it until mid-May, sowing it later will give a small harvest. We will collect it in October and November. Sowing zucchini, squash, is recommended from May, but the safest option is to do it in mid-May and later, depending on the weather, because it is sensitive to frost and cold. We will start harvesting it in July until October. Pumpkins can also be planted at home in pots between 20 and April 30th, then planted into the ground after May 20th to June 30th. Sowing pumpkins later may result in a lower yield, or they will not mature in time, especially large ones, and they will store badly. It is best to start at the beginning of May and cover them in the ground with agrotextile or, if necessary, sow them again if they are damaged by frost. We can sow beans into the ground throughout May. However, it will be safer if we do it after the risk of frosts has passed, i.e. after May 15th, because they are tinsitive. It may happen that if it is sown too early, it will germinate poorly, or there will be only stumps left without leaves. If the frost comes, it will be difficult for it to grow back. We will collect it from August to November. Until the first half of May, we can still sow the card. Sown later it flowers. You can sow garden dill throughout May. It tolerates cold weather well, but not frosts. The frost is completely destroying him. It is worth sowing it after the frosts have subsided or at different time intervals to ensure a constant crop. At the end of May, preferably around May 20th, we sow the chicory. Sown earlier, it will bloom. It can also be sown in June. In May, sow corn, which is thermophilic and sensitive to frost. It can be sown throughout May and harvested between July and October. Throughout May, you can also sow carrots, medium late and late varieties. Carrots take a long time to grow, so be patient. The harvest will take place in September and October. We can sow the thermophilic okra from mid-May to mid-June. The frost destroys it completely. You can also sow leaf and root parsley. Cucumbers are sown from mid-May until the end of May. They are very sensitive to frost. You can prepare seedlings in advance at home in mid-April and plant them into the ground around May 20th. Unfortunately, with a small amount of light, cucurbits can stretch out on the home windowsill. If we sow lettuce leaves, it is best to do it by mid-May, because then they tend to break into inflorescence shoots and are unpalatable. Leprosy or New Zealand spinach, unlike regular spinach, likes warmth. It can be sown throughout May. This is a great alternative if you are not good at growing regular spinach. In May, we also sow sunflower seeds, soybeans, watermelon, arugula, and basil. in the vegetable garden. Sow also flowers such as calendula, marigold, and nasturtium that protect vegetables against insects. You can also sow the radish if May is cold. Warm May runs the risk of the radish blooming. Flowers that you can sow at the beginning of May are ornamental peas, delphiniums, wolf, tricolor morning glory, zinnia, black cumin, lupin, purslane, cosmos, dimorphoth. After May 15th, you can sow daisies, carnation, and decorative pumpkins.